When you think of an artist, who do you think of? For me, it's Vincent van Gogh and Pablo Picasso. I sort of view them as the classic artists that we all sort of learned about in school at one point in time. I don't look out and try and find art very often on my free time, so when I view art, I normally see it in public places like restaurants and in government buildings and other places like that. I saw an artist recently, his name was Will Rafuse, and his paintings gave me a sort of different reaction than I sort of look for when I want to view art. It gave me a sort of grossed out feeling. The characters seemed pretty abnormal, and like how a horror movie tries to make something look human and but slightly off, that's what his paintings gave me, a sort of feeling like that. I saw this in a Fultano's pizza chain. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Alright, so here we are in front of the Canby Voltano's location. They have several different locations in Oregon, including Cannon Beach, the one where I saw the Will Rafuse painting about the artichoke, Marcello, and the other guy. This is a great representation of what the outside of every Voltano's location looks like. And as you can see, they have a wonderful view. Follow me inside. It is a wonderful restaurant that has a very good Italian feel to it. And the thing that stands out to me the most is the artwork. Come on. Look at that. Wonderful. Wonderful. Leaning Tower of Pisa. Look at that. Stair steps in an Italian building. What you just saw was the Canby Fultano's location. Now, there are actually 7 Fultano's locations, and the one where I saw the Will Rafuse paintings in was the one in Cannon Beach, and I just couldn't get out there for filming, so I apologize, and Canby was the closest Fultano's to me at the time, so I apologize for that. And I sort of want to give you a brief rundown about Will Rafuse's life before he started painting, and that's not much to go off of, and I'll explain why in a moment. So he was born in Calgary, Alberta. I don't know his birthday, and he moved to Vancouver in 1986, and he received his diploma in graphic arts and illustration from Capilano College in Vancouver. And then he didn't start painting full time until 1994. So I don't have much to go off of his previous life before he was a painter. So I apologize for that. Now that we understand a little bit about the painter, I think we should talk about his actual artwork. Now, so there's like multiple periods in time for this painter, sort of like how Picasso has his blue period. I nicknamed Will Rafuse's sort of money grab period the PBJ period, because there are 3 paintings names called Piriano, Basil, and Jacques, and they all look exactly the same. And almost all the paintings mimic this exact same style, so I decided to mimic them. And I call it the money grab style because it seems like he was just making similar content in order to monetize it more heavily and make more money off of it. Now, I had to do a little bit of investigative work in trying to find Will Rafuse's birthday because it doesn't tell me anywhere. So I've just been given 2 dates, and that's the day he joined college and the day he did painting full time. So he started college in 1986, and I'm just going to assume that he was 18. Now, with some simple math, I think he was 26 or 24 going into painting full time, and I think that's pretty reasonable to assume that he doesn't have a lot of money then. And I really think this supports my claim that of a cash grab style, because I think he just wanted to make as much money as possible in a little period of time as he could, because he just wanted some money getting out of college, 26, right? It doesn't make a lot of sense. And when you compare his artwork now compared to the PBJ period, it is very telling because he does wide variety of other things, and it just makes it seem lazy. The PBJ period, it just seems lazy. One of Will Rafuse's most recent work was of cereal boxes and how that sugar is sort of causing an addiction in our children, and I think that is pretty unique style. And his most recent paintings that could maybe be in a PBJ style were just mostly pictures of the outside of hotels. So I don't really think Will Rafuse is trying to do the same style of PBJ of trying to monetize as much as possible, Italian restaurant. It just doesn't seem like that would be the case now anymore. Now, I sort of want to talk about why Will Rafuse is so popular in pop culture and as just like a restaurateur's first option as an Italian painting in a restaurant. I really don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know. I think his paintings are cheaper than most, and they sort of give a certain sense of authenticity that a local painter did it because they don't look that great, and it's an oil painting as well. But they're all prints. They're all prints in every restaurant, so I could see through that lie almost immediately. And I don't think that shelling out for a cheap painting is a better alternative than actually just hiring someone to do a painting of your restaurant or of an Italian restaurant. I think that would be a much better option to do so. But I guess in a chain, you don't have that, like in Fultano's, for example. They might not have enough decoration money or anything like that. So I just think that he's a cheap alternative to getting a real painter in the PBJ style. I've sort of been frustrated with Will Rafuse trying to piece this together because he doesn't have almost anything about his personal life, and I feel like he owes me something almost, but there's no way that he does because it's his own personal life. I just I just can't. It's so bizarre to me that somebody as influential as him, who has paintings in people's houses, who is in most TV shows, who is in my like your down the street pizzeria, right? I just nobody knows who he really is, I guess. I mean, I didn't know who he was until I looked him up. I don't think most people know who he is. This is he's a bizarre figure in pop culture, I feel like. Cuz this is culture, I guess. Our United States culture of Will Rafuse and his paintings. The PBJ paintings specifically. And it's so bizarre to me that nobody knows who he is. Will Rafuse is the ghost that stands by us every time we go out to eat in an Italian restaurant that has his paintings there. He's there, but he's not. We only know him as his paintings and nothing else. I guess that's maybe how he wants it. So, if I had to give Will Rafuse PBJ paintings on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give them a 10. Initially, it would have been a 1, but after doing my research, I sort of realized that this is like, there's so much more going on than just a chef and a bartender. It's sort of a lot more than that, and it made me think critically about him and as a human being, so that was more than enough than I needed to be entertained for a while. So that's a 10 out of 10 for me.